Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Brent Bridgman and you're watching the JFL Boat Build series right here. All right, so I got some exciting news. I just went and picked up some pajama material for the console. We're gonna start that second section after we do the inside with some chop strand mat. We just have been informed that we have the opportunity to take over half of the new building across the parking lot right here. So without further ado, let me show you. All right, so this building right here, that's 6,000 square feet. Of course, this section right in here, that's going to be for somebody else. And then this first door belongs to here. This is going to be a flooring company. And that's their entry door for the last side. But there'll be a wall between these two doors. So this door here, the big roll-up door, the other big roll-up door, and that door will be our new location. We are still across from the airport, but we're moving from this little building that will hold 4 boats to a building that will hold 8. So a little more rent. And then, so that will be November 1st. So we will be filming over there at that point. So that's the good news there. Now we're gonna be filming here in a few minutes. So we're gonna shut this down because I don't wanna be having cars driving by and all the noise and getting disrupted when you're filming. So anyway, so that's exciting news. There's been a few changes on the board. We lost a few people that, well, had family emergencies and didn't have enough money to do their boat right now. So the list got a little smaller, but we got some new boats coming in. We've got a kind of like a fish and ski boat coming in the middle of the week here in about 4 days. And we're going to do a set of stringers and a floorboard. We're also going to gel coat the inside floorboard before we cover the floor. And then we will put gel coat on top of that new floorboard. We're going to use Kusa board, and I will go through the process. We'll make that a whole episode and get that done for the customer. So we're going to do that middle of next week is when the boat will show up. So we'll start on that thing immediately as soon as it gets here. And then from there, we'll be filming a lot more of the JFL Ranger. So what we are doing right now is I already cut out and put in order all of the pieces of fiberglass to come right up here beside this gauge cluster mount. Go over the top. Yes, we're using a paint mixing quart cup for the roundness. So I'm going to do the outside first. And then when we go and do the structural inside, we might get to it today, we might not. But the main thing is to make the outside first, then take all that interior plastic bucket and all that cardboard and stuff out of there, and then fill it from the backside when we do the backside of this for strength. So we'll do the backside of this piece underneath and the inner workings of this, and we'll see if we can get to that today. But right now we're going to do the outside. I've got all my fiberglass sheets cut. We're going 3 deep. This is for the very top after we put the uprights, and then the little tiny triangles right here, I've got those ready to go right here. So this dash piece will be solid and have the round part today. And then I've also, if you notice, I got this piece of the old Viper bass boat sitting here, because I might try to tackle the shape up top here that goes on the front, the face of this. We might get the shape of this today, but we don't want to put it on there yet because we still got to do the backside structure. It's easier to get at right now. And then once this is set up, and it's not very much, but to get in here, if this was all enclosed, it'd be hard to get in this nook and cranny in here. So right now, while it's open, let's get the backside of this. And then we're gonna pick up more pajama material tomorrow. And then we'll start wrapping the pajama material from here to here Like I said, that hard piece there will be here if it works out right. And then we'll figure out our slight rise in this. And when it starts at this point here, it'll rise just enough for the top of this. And then we'll have a small indentation, almost like a windshield over here when we get done with this. So it'll be nice and just a gradual nice curve like the top of the emblem that mounts here. And then it'll act sort of like a windscreen a little bit. So anyway, let's get on it. I'm going to mix up some resin and we will start getting this put down. Tried to mix this, I'm hoping a little slower because it is very hot today. So what you want to do is cover the areas where you're going to be putting your fiberglass real quick. It is changing color in the cup, so it has enough hardener. I was afraid I didn't put enough hardener. Now you notice that piece of cloth I just put on there, how it's got, the back is kind of like angel hair, the fibers. So what I've done is, I'm just trying to get up to this ridge right here, because remember, we're going to have that piece that comes across here, so this will be covered, but this is just for strength. This is just strictly for strength. All right. All right, now that I got all the, well, I don't have it all. Here we go. One last piece. See, it ties all in. Now it's going to be really strong when this dries. Okay, now the resin's starting to kick. So you want to make sure when the resin starts to kick, you got to get it out of this cup and onto here, because it's going to kick, and it's going to be making a mess if you don't get it on there right. So now I'm going to make sure that I get it all on here. I know I got all my cloth down that I want down. And then, like I said, this is going to start kicking off. That's going to get ground flat. So you just want to make sure that you got everything stuck really good. All right. The least amount of body work, the better, you know. All right, so unfortunately, I wish we had more of this cloth ready, because I could take it on the back. I can still take this on the back side and strengthen it. Yeah, I'm sweating. It is hot in here. Sorry about the sweat. Ouch. Ouch. Screw in the butt did not feel good. Well, that blooper ain't gonna make the cut. I'll make sure of that one. How embarrassing. Sorry about that. I thought that seat area was a little bit taller than that, but it wasn't. So, anyway. All right. I don't know where I'm gonna put the rest of this. Try to smooth this out a little more, I guess. Although this is all covered, but this is just adding more strength. What's funny is I could almost make that my dashboard, but it doesn't have the area for the push button. And I don't want my dashboard to be red. The rest of the console is going to be red. So I want to make sure to get a different color in here for sure. feel like there's resin on my leg. That stuff burns, you know. Yeah, so it's starting to set off now, which is good. There is a small breeze that just started. That's good. That helps. A small breeze is always good. Yeah, we'll go and get pajama material tomorrow, and then we'll finish wrapping that edge. It's nice to fill this in as much as you can. That pajama material is really rough when it dries. So a little bit right there. Come on. Trying to fill that little area right there because it'll be hard to get in there with sandpaper. So I'm trying to handle that situation right now. And once I fiberglass the back side of that, it's gonna be really strong. It'll be really strong. Like, this is gonna help, but when I fiberglass the back, it's gonna make it super strong. So that'll be good. All right, we're done there. Throw that in the garbage. So this round area, which is the old factory, the round part, now we have moved this back 8 inches and moved it up 4 inches. But we've taken 8 inches out of this section here, and we're gonna run the pajama material. The old original console used to be way down here where my finger's at. Way down there where my finger's at. So now we'll run this pajama material underneath here and up over the edge up to this doweling inside there. Then we'll run a piece of pajama material from this doweling out to this doweling, and then pajama material from here to here in this section. Then this top piece gets that hard cutout piece from the Viper bass boat. And so we're gonna cover that today. So right now what we're gonna do is we picked up some more pajama material, as you can see here. All right, and so today we're going to come out of here. So this won't have a hole no more. This will be pajama material. Then we're gonna run pajama material here. My hands are dirty because the landlord's boat needed a water pump. So I went this morning and put a water pump on it for him. Let me see here, let me zoom out. All right, so we're gonna cover this. We will cover the front. And then again, this area here is gonna have a slight curve. I've already cut this out here to match it. And yes, we're using more of the Viper bass boat front deck piece. So I've already got it marked out. You can see here, and it goes across here, and it goes across here. I've left 1.5 inches on each side so we can give it a slight curve So if we push this into the rail and push this side into the rail, then I'll give the top a little curve. This down here will meet the bottom of this curve here, right here. So after we get the inside of this covered with fiberglass chop strand mat today, then we'll be doing the Pajama material up to here, and then when this dries, we'll be doing the chop strand mat behind it, and then the last piece, which is the hard piece, will go from here up over the top. So this will all be covered in this episode. And then tomorrow we will take the console loose from the boat, put it on a sawhorse, and we'll start fiberglassing the underside of this to this piece and up in here, reinforcing all of this from behind. And then we'll start making the piece that goes down here, which we're going to incorporate the old top piece. Remember this piece? So now this piece will go under here. So we will end up tying all that in by using old parts from the top of the console. That'll be really neat. And then this piece will come loose under there. You'll be able to unbolt it or unscrew it so you can get to all the electronics, or if a brain goes bad or you need to change some wiring in the gauges, we're going to do that. For the tools you're going to need today, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a hot glue gun, and we need to get this hot glue gun plugged in. We don't need a grinder piece today. We will maybe need a pin and a ruler, maybe a piece of cardboard, but we'll set that over there. But we want to get this plugged in, so we're going to set it where it's nice and safe. So let me get an extension cord, which is right here. Hot glue gun is your best friend because you can anchor it long enough to get it covered with fiberglass. Let's plug in the hot glue gun. We'll get it heating up, and then it's going to need a glue stick. There's two types of glue sticks. Now, I find that Walmart sells two different kinds, okay? They sell this Crafters, Closet Makers. It's kind of a milky color. And then they sell these long clear ones. And I don't know why, but these long clear ones seem to hold things better. So I don't know if it's made of a different compound or what, but we're going to use the clear ones for this. Now we wouldn't have to because we're coating both sides with fiberglass. I know you were here when we were resining it, but let's show you how it kind of is turning out. So we got all this filled in with glass, right? All this is filled in down here. Remember that was a hole. And then we went up the sides here, right here. Went up the sides and then covered the whole thing. And then we also laid a little bit of resin down in here to make it flat. And then we'll sand this really smooth. That's where the insert goes. But yeah, that was the last thing we did. Let's get the good pair of scissors out. We're going to do this section by section. 1 yard of this stuff, which is more than I need, but I use this for other situations. So on this centerpiece, see, we want it to dip in a little bit. I'm actually going to make it. It's going to be flat across. So let's run the bottom first. Let's run the bottom first. All right. Because I want it to dip in a little bit, right? And then I want, because that emblem is going to sit right in here, right? And then I'm going to come up to each side, but what I'm going to do this to top first. So let's do the sides first. Let's do these sides first. So go right on the top of the edge. All right. Let's pull this up equally. All right. Try and stretch it a little bit. Stretch it a little bit. Okay. Now the top just needs a little bit on the front. All right. So let's run like that. Let's run like that right there. There we go. All right. So we got that piece in. All right. So that's where we're at on the pajama material. So see how that hot glue gun is your friend. So we're going to unplug the hot glue gun. Unplug the extension cord from the wall. So now you guys are starting to see that this console is starting to come together pretty quickly. And that's a good thing because it doesn't take long from here to get this boat finished. Once we get the bodywork done on this console, it's going to go super fast. Let me grab the emblem that goes there. All right, so we still got to clean this up a little bit. But as you can see, this will go right here when we're finished with it. And that's an awesome place for that. It's going to be leaned this way a little bit. There we go. But yeah, so it's going to look really cool to have that. And that's the same badging that goes on the back of the seats. So now, when we cut out this fiberglass piece, after this is glass, we got to glass all this. We're going to use resin right now. And then that's the shape of the console, guys. And it's going to be really cool. So I will be time-lapsing the resin part of this so you guys don't have to sit through all the boring. But now you're starting to get an idea of what this looks like. Okay, so the only thing I miss from selling cars that I've noticed is having clean hands. But did you really have clean hands? We'll let the crowd figure that one out. Hopefully that sets up properly. We won't know till tomorrow. It's all right. It'll be fine. It actually is more aerodynamic that way. Because what it did is, see how it sucked in? But anyway, it should dry out. It should go from green to brown if it's curing properly. Let me get this resin off the side of the boat that I put there by accident. That'll do it for today's episode of the JFL Boat Build series. I'm your host, Brent Bridgman, and thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and share. If you got a buddy who's interested in fixing his own boat, just show him this. And then I will see you guys next Tuesday.